Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing tonight? Guess what? We are on air. Oh, yeah, we are. We are live. How are we all doing? Welcome to episode 8 of Team Thomas Tuesday. How are we all tonight? Throughout the episode, remember, you are more than welcome to comment away, whether you are watching here on YouTube, our YouTube channel, or over here on Facebook, on Vanessa's side, which is One-to-One Diet with Vanessa, aka One-to-One Team Thomas, or if you're watching it on mine, which is the One-to-One Diet with the infamous Mr. T, also known as One-to-One Team Thomas. Vanessa coming in with a hashtag live. I was just getting to that. She's beating me to it. Remember, hit that hashtag live if you are watching live. And also, if you are watching a little bit later on because you couldn't quite make it, make sure you put a hashtag replay. Hello, Kyle. Kyle is watching live on my side. Thank you very much for joining us, buddy. Hope you are well. So, yeah, we had a bit of a chat actually over the weekend, Kyle, because Kyle is doing the opposite. He is trying to bulk up a little bit, get a bit of muscle on him for his basketball. So we've been discussing a lot of food. So this might actually come in handy for you as well, Kyle, because the recipes are fantastic no matter what type of diet you are on, because they are packed full of nutrition. So, moving swiftly on. Weekly news. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? The weekly news. There it is. I didn't have it on the right buttons. Wow, that was such an anticlimax, wasn't it? Waiting for that. Let's have a quick look. We got coming in. So hashtag live Joe. Hi Joe, welcome into the stream. Didn't know you could go live on both pages. That's awesome. I can, but unfortunately it means I can't have all the chat in one place. I might put a little chat box in here at some point so that you guys can see both chats going on. Healthy eating is healthy eating after all, isn't it? It certainly is, and that's the point I was making. Anyway, this week's news. I can't give you Vanessa's weigh-in news, but I can tell you I have maintained this week, which I am I'm not surprised at. I'm not pleased at. I'm not pleased with myself, and this has been a real butt kicker to get my backside back into gear, because I have gained quite a bit over the last 2 years. It has been slow over the 2 years, but I really need to get my head back in the game, so I'm on it. There we go. Vanessa lost 1.5 pounds this week, so let's go. Round of applause for Vanessa. My round of applause isn't working, so you're going to get that round of applause. Oh, I tell you what. See, Vanessa ums and ahs quite a lot when she's doing this. I just haven't got a clue what I'm doing, really. You would have thought I did by now, but let's see if it works now. There we go. Round of applause for Vanessa. That's what I was trying to get out there. So, yes, also, weekly news. We have got just 2 spaces at the moment. Exciting news for you to start your career as a one-to-one consultant. We have just 2 places left. We have business opportunity meetings coming up for you to go on to, and you yourself can become a diet consultant with a one-to-one diet like myself and Vanessa. All you need to do is get in touch with either me or Vanessa, and we will talk you through the process. We will go through everything that is involved. But trust me, this is such an exciting opportunity for you guys, whether you want this as a side hustle or whether you want this alongside a part-time job, whether you want it alongside a full-time job, if you're a stay-at-home mum that wants a little bit of extra pocket money, or if you're saving up for that dream holiday. This is perfect no matter what. Or if you want to be like me and Vanessa and many of us out there, this is your career. The possibilities are endless for this job. No matter what you want, you can get out of it. And how can you work for yourself and be rewarded with fantastic trips annually across the world by our GHQ. Really is an exciting opportunity, guys, so get in touch with us, either myself or Vanessa, and we will talk you through it. But now I'm going to move on to the main part, which is right down here, and that is Meals with Martin. And this week I have got two very tasty recipes. We've gone spice orientated on this one for this week. However, one of them I've got for you is so mild in spice. When we talk about spice, everyone instantly thinks, oh my God, it's going to burn, it's going to blow my mouth off. That's not the case. It is the case with chilies and different types of chilies, but spice does not mean it's going to burn. Spice is literally the descriptive word given to the seasoning that you are using. Like herbs, you can get some quite spicy herbs. Spice, it's herbs and spices. It is literally the name given to that group of seasoning. Doesn't mean it's going to burn your tongue off. So anyway, we're going to go into this first one, and I hope you enjoy it. Yes, so I'm down here in the kitchen cooking up a fantastic tasty recipe for you guys, and this one is spiced chicken and pepper bulgur. Really, really simple, just 583 calories for this recipe serving 2 people, which suits those of you on step 4 and above. You can have this on step 3 if you halve the quantity and serve this recipe to 4 people, but let's check what ingredients we need for this dish. So the ingredients that you're going to need, we've got 1 bell pepper cut into roughly 2 centimetre chunks, 80 grams of tender stem broccoli, cut that into thirds, and if any of your stems are quite chunky, cut them in half lengthways. And then over here, we've got 2 cloves of crushed garlic. In here is 75 grams of 0% fat Greek style natural yogurt. Then here is 210 grams of finely chopped chicken thighs. Now you can use chicken breasts to reduce down the amount of calories in this dish. Then we've got 120 grams of our bulgur wheat here. In this pot I have made up a harissa paste. So this just literally comprises, this is a 50 gram paste which comprises of 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 tablespoon of rapeseed oil, and then I've also popped in there 1/4 teaspoon of white wine vinegar. Then you've also got some blitzed up or diced red pepper, bit of garlic, cayenne pepper, some lime juice, a few chili flakes, star of anise, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of coriander, and that is that simple to make that paste up. And then in here, what I've got for you is 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of lemon powder, okay? Then we've got 1/4 teaspoon of chili flakes, some black pepper, bit of parsley, some ground coriander, 1/4 teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and that is our spice mix for you there. And then just a bit of salt and pepper, which is our seasoning. Alrighty then, so we're going to heat up a pan on the hob, get that nice and hot on a medium heat, and then add in 1/2 tablespoon of olive oil or a few squirts of our low-cal spray. We're just coating the bottom of that frying pan. Then we're going to take our garlic and pop that in, and we're just going to fry this, just the garlic, over a medium heat. Once it starts to turn, so it smells nice and fragrant, then we're going to add in our bulgur wheat, and we're going to cook this for about a minute, making sure that all the bulgur wheat is coated in that gorgeous garlic fragrance. Leave that cooking for around about a minute, and then you're going to want to get yourselves 220 millilitres of boiling water from your kettle. So after a minute, we're going to add in the 220 millilitres of boiling water. And then at this point, I'm also going to add in a teaspoon, if I can find the measure, gonna add in a teaspoon of our golden veg water flavouring. Give that a good stir. And then we're going to simmer this for around about 1 minute. After that minute is up, we're going to pop a lid on, take it off the heat, and just leave that to sit to one side. Then we're going to grab ourselves another frying pan, bring that up to the heat with, again, around about a half tablespoon of olive oil or a few squirts of your locale spray. Once the pan has heated up, we're going to add in our chicken thighs, along with the bell peppers, and our spice mix goes into there. Give this a good stir and get that well combined. And then you're going to fry this. Ooh, don't make a mess when you're stirring it. You're going to fry this for around about 8 to 10 minutes until the chicken is golden brown and our peppers are nice and soft. Whilst it's cooking, we're going to add in a good pinch of salt and cracked black pepper. Always season the food as it's cooking, and this will help to blend, combine and bring out them flavours all together nicely to pack a punch.
Now I forgot to video this, but here you want to add in your broccoli and stir fry it for about 2 minutes.
After 2-3 minutes, once we've stir fried our broccoli, what you're going to do is add in a splash of water, around about 50 millilitres, pop a lid on there, and you're going to cook this for 6 minutes. Now that our chicken and peppers and broccoli have finished cooking, and what we're looking for is a nice tender, you still want a crunch to your tender stem broccoli, but well cooked, nice and hot. Then what we're going to do, take our bulgur wheat, add the chicken and veg into the bulgur wheat, turn off that heat, give it a real good stir up there, making sure that this is well and truly combined and mixed through so that you've got an even dispersion of veg and chicken throughout that bulgur wheat. Now at this point here, give yourself a little bit of a taste test, making sure that we have seasoned this, but if you put in that good pinch of salt and pepper to begin with, then there you go. It's absolutely perfectly seasoned there. And now it is time to dish this bad boy up. We take our trusty warm bowl, and if you're on steps 3 with a 600 calorie allowance, then this is perfect for you. Just simply dish up half of this into your bowl per person, or if you're serving it just for yourself, half of it in a bowl, pop the other half in a plastic container for later on. Grab your 0% fat Greek style yogurt, pop half of that on the side as a nice little serving garnish. There you have it, guys. Absolutely gorgeous spiced chicken and pepper bulgur, coming in at just 583 calories per serving. This is absolutely fantastic for those of you on steps 3 and above. And there you have it, guys. It is that simple. nice and easy to make spiced chicken and pepper bulgur. 583 calories for those of you on steps 3 and above. Go ahead and give it a try for yourselves. Leave me a comment down below on how you got on with it, and please remember, guys, to like, share, follow and subscribe for more Meals with Martin. And yes, Jennifer, it did smell amazing when those spices were cooking, and it tasted even better. Now, I don't know, you may have noticed on there that now I'm going to try and get this to it. When we were cooking, there we go. So this right here, we've moved the bulgur wheat over. We've grabbed the pan. We're going to pop a lid on, take it off the heat, and just leave that to sit to one side. Then we're going to grab ourselves another frying pan, bring that up to the heat. Notice I disappear a bit there. I'm looking for the olive oil, which is in the window. Again, around about a half tablespoon. I was looking for the olive oil, which was right in front of me in the window. I know Jennifer said, would it freeze? Yes, it would. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't like freezing bulgur wheat and stuff like that. It does, because it then takes on extra water content. It just makes it a bit more mushy. It will keep in the fridge for 5 days. Absolutely fine in the fridge for 5 days. And yes, it is olive oil, not Corona. That is my little present to myself at Christmas. After Will had a bottle of that large bottle of Corona, I washed it out and made an olive oil bottle out of it. Just something a little bit quirky, like me. There was also a moment there at the end where I put the bowl down and then was like, did I remember? Did I remember everything? So I was having a real bad day with it. But yeah, okay, that's interesting. Thanks. I'm on a batch cooking mission. Yeah, that's fine. Just be careful. The thing with the thing with freezing is always be careful, because when you freeze, it doesn't increase as such, but obviously you're freezing the water content in there. So then when it's cooking and defrosting, it actually makes stuff go to mush. But one thing to remember when you are bulk cooking is like that. When you have cooked meat and everything, it will keep in the fridge for 5 days. Always date when you've made it. Cool it down, unless you've got a blast chill fridge like we have. Cool it down on the side until it stops steaming. Leave the lid off and put it in the fridge and continue cooling it in the fridge. No, you can't. It's just the way. It's just because you're freezing the water. There's not a lot you can do about it, really. But yeah, but that will keep for 5 days. Also, you can freeze things and it will keep for up to a year. I would recommend using it within 6 months. I can blast my freezer. Yeah, we could do both sides, which is brilliant when I'm making birthday cakes to cool that cake down quick enough. But I love my blast chiller. But yes, absolutely delicious. That was more on the spicy side. So that Greek natural yogurt that went in there, that 0% fat, that really helps to cool it down. That was on the burn your tongue side of it. Yeah. See, I make stuff with intent to freeze and it don't make it to the freezer. It's gone by the end of the week. Mainly Litlin eating it, but she started cooking stuff herself now. She's getting very creative, bless her. So, on to our next recipe, and this one is still with spice, but not burn your tongue spice. Check this one out. So welcome back down to the kitchen, and this recipe we're going to be making some Korean style barbecue pork. coming in at just 526 calories per serving. The recipe I'm showing you serves 2 people, so it's fantastic for those of you on steps 3 and above. So let's have a look at what you're going to need. So here we have got 1 pak choy, trimmed and then finely sliced widthways. Then we've got 1 medium carrot, and we've cut that into ribbons using our peeler. Then we've got 2 cloves of crushed garlic. Then we have 100 grams of basmati rice, along with 240 grams of lean pork mince, 80 grams of sliced mushrooms. And then coming into our sauce, we've got 1 tablespoon of barbecue sauce, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. And then here in this, we have got, basically this is miso paste, and then I've mixed a little bit of rice wine vinegar, a teaspoon of rice wine vinegar into there, along with a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of chili powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast extract. Then there's also a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then a teaspoon of corn flour. That's all mixed in to there. You can buy your miso paste from online places, or if you've got a little Asian supermarket nearby, you can get it from there. Then we have got a teaspoon of honey, along with our salt and our pepper for seasoning. So firstly, I've got a pan on over a medium-high heat. That's just heating up. I'm gonna pop a drizzle of olive oil in there. Not too much at all, probably about 1/4 of a tablespoon of olive oil, or a few sprays of your low-cal spray. This is just to coat up the base of the pan so that we keep that non-stick coating on there nicely. Then I've got here is 200 milliliters of cold water. I'm going to add a good pinch of salt into that, and this is where our rice is going in. So our rice will go into that, and you want to give that one little stir like so, and then we're just going to pop the lid on that, bring this to the boil. As soon as our rice is boiling, we're going to knock the heat down to a low to medium heat and simmer that for 10 minutes. So back over to our pan. Now that should be nice and hot. We're going to pop our pork mince into there and break it up nicely. So I've actually got butcher's pork mince here, so it's not always formed like the stuff that you get in a supermarket, and this is the leanest I could get. So just going to fry this out for about a minute, and then after a minute we're going to add in our mushrooms. With our mushrooms, we're going to stir this in. And we want this to brown, so we're going to cook this for about 6 to 7 minutes with the mushrooms until that is well and truly cooked. So while our bits and pieces are cooking here, we're going to get our carrot ribbons ready. So if you'd like to just come in over to here, and we'll get going on this. So what we're going to do is take our carrot ribbons, pop those in to the bowl on the bottom. We're going to add a pinch of salt in there, and then we're going to pour over the rice wine vinegar. Give that a good mix. Make sure that our rice, all the ribbons are coated with the rice wine vinegar there nicely, and then just set that aside to pickle. And now you see our rice is coming up to the boil now, so I'm going to knock this right the way down, and I'm using an electric ceramic hob, so this is going to be knocked down to 3. I'm going to give this one stir. This is just going to knock some of the air out of them bubbles. Pop the lid back on and leave that to cook until the rice is all absorbed, the water is all absorbed. All right, so now that our mince and our mushrooms have cooked, I'm just going to take this and drain off any excess fat. Right, then we are going to season with a good pinch of salt, cracked black pepper. Then we're going to add in our pak choy and our garlic. Stir that through. Then we're going to add in, and I looked up the description for the pronunciation for this. It is gochujang. There we go. Add in our gochujang paste. Really stir that up through there, and reduce this now down to a medium heat. So we were cooking on a medium-high heat. We are now cooking on a medium heat, and we want to stir that, make sure we get that paste, that gochujang paste, all the way through there. And cook this for 2 to 3 minutes. Like that, stirring it occasionally, just to make sure it doesn't stick. So after 2 to 3 minutes, our pak choy should be cooked perfectly. Our garlic is nice and fragrant in there. So we're going to add in our 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. That goes around the edge of the pan there. We're going to add in our 1 teaspoon of blossom honey. Any honey will do. Blossom honey's just got a bit of a nicer taste to it, and it's better for this dish. And then we're also going to add in 50 milliliters of water. And now we're going to cook this through for around about 4 minutes until that sauce has reduced down nicely. So now that this has been reducing down for around about 4 minutes, basically you just want to reduce it until the sauce has thickened and there's very little liquid in there. Then take your 1 tablespoon of barbecue sauce, add that in, give it a good stir, make sure it is all fully coated. Take this off the heat. Now with your barbecue sauce, you could use a sweet barbecue sauce on this. It's entirely up to you. But I would try and refrain from using your flavoured stuff. So like your honey barbecue sauces, your whiskey barbecue sauces. Just try and use a standard barbecue. Even a smoky one's fine. Smoky or sweet barbecue or an original barbecue sauce. Give this a real good stir. Have a look at this. That looks absolutely gorgeous. And ready to dish this bad boy up. So you're going to grab yourselves a nice bowl, nice and warm. Take your rice, take the lid off, fluff this through with a fork. I've already done that because you don't want it all congealed and sticking. Take half of your rice, place a nice bed in the bottom of your bowl there. Then we take half of our Korean style barbecue pork mix. We're going to pop that on there like so. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to take half of our carrot ribbons from earlier and pop there. As our garnish. Simple and easy. And there we have it, guys. Nice and easy, nice and simple. Korean style barbecue pork. A winner for all the family. Not too spicy, so if you want to try and introduce some family members into a less bland palate and start to get them tasting some more cultured food, let's say, then this would be an absolute winner and a place to start. Go and give it a try for yourselves. Like I said, 526 calories for this whole bowl full. For those of you on steps 3 and above, let me know how you got on with it. Leave me a comment down below and tune in next time for more Meals with Martin. And it was absolutely delicious. So at the end there, and I do have to apologize to Vanessa, that was a little bit of a dig at her because Vanessa does tend to have quite a bland palate when it comes to food. She likes bland stuff. So I got Vanessa to try this, and actually she did like this one. Because again, even though you got the spices in there, it's not burn your mouth off spice. It's not that type of spice. So goat yang paste. No, not goat yang. Gochujang. So gochujang is a Korean style paste, and at the beginning of the video, I did give you the recipe on how I made it. You don't need to buy most of these pastes that you buy. You don't need to buy them. You can make these pastes yourself, and normally they are a lot lower in calories when you make them yourself because you're not adding in the preservatives that are there to be able to make them canned. There is not an alternative to this paste for this dish because it's what makes the Korean barbecue pork. However, let me scan back through this video and see if I can find of lean paprika, a teaspoon of chili powder. So this is just at the beginning where I was going through the stuff. So we're about to start. This is the gochujang paste. Basically, this is miso paste, and then I've mixed a little bit of rice wine vinegar, a teaspoon of rice wine vinegar into there, along with a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of chili powder, and quarter teaspoon of yeast extract. Then there's also a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then a teaspoon of corn flour. That's all mixed in to there. You can buy your miso paste from on. So that is how. So you get the miso paste. The miso paste, you've got to buy that paste. You can't make the miso. Well, you could make the miso paste, but it's a pain because it's just literally pulping up miso. So miso paste, you'll get that from any Asian shop, or you can buy it on certain online outlets. Also, you'll notice when I'm showing my salt and pepper, I've got quite a large tub. Recently, in this last year, I stopped using actual like table salt and cooking salt, and I now use MSG. If you don't know what MSG stands for, it is make good. No, it stands for monosodium glutamate. So it is a type of salt. It doesn't have that bitter taste of salt, and if you start using MSG in your cooking, the flavor enhancement from MSG is absolutely out of this world. Cook yourself a recipe and use salt. Cook it again and use MSG instead, and it will taste like you've cooked a completely different dish. It is out of this world. It is health benefits are the same as salt with it. It is salt. It is just so much better. So I use MSG in all my cooking, and that is one tip I will give to you now, is change to MSG. Don't use MSG as your table salt. That's not so wise. But in cooking, go away from using cooking salt now. Change that to MSG. You will thank me later. I promise you on that one. So that is how you make the paste. We just revisited that. But yeah, not goat yang. Goat yang paste. Let's see if I can create something goat yang. You are good tips. Good tip. Thanks. But yes, that concludes this week's Team Thomas Tuesdays, episode 8. Wow, that was clever. Don't need that in now anymore, really, because there's nothing going on. That concludes episode 8 of Team Thomas Tuesday. Thank you very much to all of you that have tuned in. Thank you very much to Kyle over on my page. And thank you very much to Jennifer and Vanessa for the likes over this side. Thank you very much, Joe, for the hashtag live, and to Vanessa for the hashtag live. All absolutely amazing people. Remember, guys, when we do go live, please do share this. Share it to your page, share it to your private profile, share it with your friends and family, because we are here to help. So if these can help people, they are more than welcome to come and join us. So please do share it all about. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Vanessa will be here next Tuesday for some more fantastic tips, hints, and sneak bits for you guys. Some great advice coming in from Vanessa. But that is it from me. Take care. Have yourselves a fantastic week and a weekend, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.